Hey everyone, this is Justin with Hoot Interactive. Today I'm going to be showing you the updated ad building process after a UI update in the HootVid platform. So as you can see, I've logged in and I'm now presented with our dedicated homepage. You can approach building video ads a couple of different ways with this updated interface. First, you can access your advertiser that you want to build your ad under. Um, but secondly, and more importantly, you can access your template library and then designate the advertiser afterwards via hitting this video ads module here or hitting this templates button here in the top navigational bar. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And existing users will be familiar with this screen here. This is our existing template library where you can filter or search query for the template that you'd like to use and build out. For today's example, I'm just going to use the offer spotlight that we have. As I mentioned earlier, I need to designate my advertiser. I'm just going to use this Howdy Honda that I've been using for test purposes, and then create my video ad. Now I'm presented with a couple of fields that I need to fill out. First is going to be my title. I'm just going to call this test ad 1. Duration, I'm just going to choose 30, and number of records, I'm just going to choose 6. For distribution, I have a couple of options here. Existing users will be familiar with these. I'm just going to choose fast. Now create my video ad. I'm going to be presented with our updated video ad builder menu. So this is one of the main areas that we focused on whenever we were updating the UI for HootVid. Structurally, everything is the same. We have our kind of edit panel on the right-hand side where we will designate things like text, images, and dynamic content. And then on the left-hand side is our video preview that has been updated. You can see here, this new preview is very streamlined, and as I make changes on the right-hand side, you'll see them be reflected more quickly and accurately inside of this, this preview window here. In addition to that, this timeline preview gives us the ability to jump between records as well, so that's always nice. We get a couple of informational pieces here, as well as a quick access to grab our VAS tag. So that's a very nice feature. Rather than going through and building out the ad at length, I'm just going to touch on the main differences between the two platforms, being the legacy HootVid and then this new update. As I mentioned, a lot of the core functionality remains the same, but the process itself is just overall very much more streamlined. So as you can see, I have access to my ad settings here, which everyone should be familiar with. I can designate my ad URL, distribution, as well as toggle my ad active or deactivate it, set a start date, and a rendering time. The cool thing about this new update is that as I complete each section, you can see I'm moving through, and that ad settings now has a check next to it. So as I move through the checklist for building this ad, I have a visual representation of what I've done, and then if I need to go back to a certain section, I can just quickly reference it and move through either forward or backward. But either way, I know exactly where I'm at, and then I know if anything's missing right away too. So very similar to the previous platform, I'm just going to designate a data source here. This is one section that I would like to go into more detail in. So after you designate your data source, the filtering is going to be very much the same, but again, a lot more cleaned up and more streamlined here. You can still operate by adding your filter groups like before the update launched. And I will be updating our support documentation and videos for that specifically. So we'll be able to dig more in depth for filtering. I think it deserves a dedicated support video to tackle. So after you move through your source settings, you can move on to your color palette. Again, this looks a little bit different. Functionality is exactly the same. You can access a library, or as you grab your color, you can use an eyedropper, hex code, or an RGB value. Same thing with media and audio. It has its own tab here, our text field as well, and then dynamic text. As you can see, I've moved through all these here, and now I'm able to render and upload my ad. So be on the lookout for those updated support videos. They'll be coming out shortly. And if you have any questions, reach out to support. Otherwise, have a great day, everyone.